Hey guys, here with another video. I thought I'd explain how I built my worker empire. So, to start off, let's start with like the basic. How to start your empire and what you need to know. Alright, first know that each town that have a storage will give you one free workers to hire. So just that's all you have to know with that. And then in order to hire that worker, you just go find the worker manager to make a contract with a worker. Just go to the menu and look for worker NPC, hit R2, and they'll give you a waypoint which will take you the worker hire guy, okay, which is Joel. Just go over here and go to contract workers, and for 5 energy you could start to hire workers. Now if you don't like that worker, you could re-roll, and for 5 energy you could look for another worker, which we'll do that in a bit. But first, note that there are 5 grades of workers, which is the gray worker, which is the worst worker, so definitely don't hire them. The green worker, which are okay but still don't hire them. The blue workers, which are skilled. The yellow one, which is the professional, and then the orange one, which are the artisan, which are the best worker and definitely what you want. Besides grade, you also have 3 different types of worker, which is the goblins, and humans, and giants. Now I could go in details, but just note that if you play BDO a lot, say, you could get on every 4 to 6 hours because you need to feed your workers. So if you could get on between 4 to 6 hours, the goblin worker might be best because they work really fast to gather the materials, but they have really low stamina. The humans are about average. They have good speed and good stamina, and the giants work really slow, but they have really large stamina pool. So if you could play between 4 to 6 hours, get on and feed your workers. Goblin might be the right worker for you. And if you anywhere from 6 to 8 hours, the humans might be good for you. Now if you can't get on to play around, I want to say 8 hours to like 10, the giants might be the best worker for you. Alright, just there's no best worker for there's no best worker. Just note that it just depends on your schedule. If you could be more active, go for a goblin. If you're not active player, go for the giants. There you go. And once you go to this guy, you'll get to hire 1 worker, and you could roll for 5 energy costs, and hopefully we'll get a good worker. Green worker, another green. Wow, all greens and gray. So none of those workers were any good. You want to hire workers that are blue and up. So any blue, yellow, orange. So skilled, professional, and artisan. Artisan is what you want. Let's see. As you can see, I have nothing but blue, yellow, and orange worker now. And depending on also you could promote your workers. Say I have a skilled worker which I want to promote to a professional, so I could do that. But note that depending on their level is the percentage of how successful they will to pass their promotion. So say at level 10, if I start promoting my workers, there's about I think 10% chance that they will pass their promotion, and so on. So at level 20, they have a 20%, and at level 30, they'll have 30%. And level 30 is the max level that your worker could go up to. So at around level 25, I'd say start using the promotion, because the promotion takes about 24 hours. So start promoting them. As you can see, I got a few artisan already. Most of them are from promoting. So there you go. So say you want more workers. So you got one free worker from a town that has a storage. If a town has a storage, you get one free one. So if you want more workers, you'll have to use your contribution points, which you'll get slowly as you play the game, get a contribution points and experience. So use that, go to the world map, and then go to all the town that have the storage, and you could hire your workers. Go into the town, and I know there's a lot of houses, but the easiest way to find the house that you're looking for, what you're looking for is lodging. For each lodging that you buy, you could hire more workers. So hit triangle, purchase house, and go to goal, go to lodging, and there you go. It'll list all the house that has lodging in it. So I already bought some house with lodging. So this one right here, 8-1, 8-1, room 2, and so on, and 4. As you can see, if I go in there, you get, if you buy this house and you click on the one you want. So say if you want this house to be a storage, it can become storage, which increases your storage space in your storage. And if you want this to be your house, your home, you could click on resident and just buy it. But what you want to do is click on lodging and buy it, and then it says right there in detailed information, you could hire one more workers. So buy that one, then you go up. Oh, note that you can't buy, like, say 8-1 room 4 without buying the rest underneath. So you have to buy all these houses in order to buy the last house. And then right here, this one you could hire 2 workers, and this one you could hire 4, and the best one, 8-1 room 4, you could hire 8 workers. That's about 8, 4, 12, 13, 14, 15 workers right there. 15 workers plus your free worker, so that's about 16 workers. Now I want more workers. I am pay to win, which means that there are items in the Pearl Shop that lets you buy with real money free lodging. Well, it's not free, but so it kind of saves you on CP. Let's see right here, function slot expansion, and you buy these lodging from each Balanos, Serenidad, Calpion, Media, and Valia. Each of these pay to win items gives you 3 lodging, which equals to 3 more workers, which saves you CP, so you don't have to buy it from the town. There you go. And from Heidel's, I have 15 plus the free one, that's 16 plus 3 more, and that's 18 workers in Heidel. There you go. And that's how you pretty much get workers to start your worker empire. And also, as the workers are starting to work, they'll their stamina will go down, and you'll need to feed them. Any food will do, like say oatmeal, stew, pies. But the best and cheapest food that most people feed their worker is beer. I know, you're not supposed to drink while you work, but it's a game. But to make beer, you'll need 5 grains, 6 mineral water, 1 sugar, and 2 leveling agent. The grains that you need can be like say potatoes, corn, barley, wheat, and sweet potatoes. And you'll get that mostly through the worker empire itself, like the nodes that the worker, the grains. The rest of the ingredients, like say the sugar and leveling agent and the mineral waters, you could just buy from one of the NPCs, usually near the chef area or the kitchen. Right here, sugar, leveling agent, and then mineral waters. And you can do your calculation. There are apps for that, so it exactly tells you how many you want. Also, you'll need to buy 1 resident area, which I bought right here. And you need to have a cooking utensil, which you could buy also from that guy, or you can make your own, which I make my own to cut down on the cooking time. And just place it at your house, and then put the ingredients and start making your beer once in a while. And there you go. Ocean. And that's pretty much the basic. Alright, to start, so you got your worker, so you don't know how to start. To start, go to the world map. Now I have the value pack, so I could do this like from anywhere I want to be. But if you don't have the value pack, you'll have to go to each node in order to do this. It costs 10 energy, so just note that. So you have to start from a town and connect to a node. So from there, say there's a node that I want here. You gotta invest in a node, and then pick the node that you want to, like, your worker to gather. Either you want them, for example, olives here, or the specialty here, which I have the olives in order to use vegetable. I use olives as a substitute for vegetables. So once you invest in the node, just click one here and then click over here, and then you're ready. And then you go back to the ring menu and go to up here, manage worker, and it'll list all your workers, and you get to pick what worker will work here. So you want to hit repeat. I usually just go for the max, then pick a worker and hit start, and they should start working. There you go. And then you'll have that little icon around here, this icon that tells you that there's a worker here working, and it'll slowly, a green like line will go around this little icon, tell you how close they are from completing their task, like this one here and this one right here. All right, worker empire. To make it easy, all right, note that my worker empire are for trading and processing, also, which means, like, say if I want to make, I like to make my own items, like boats. I want to make my own boats, equipments for my horse or elephant, or costumes. I want to make my own, so I don't buy it off Central Market, because I have the materials to make it myself. So, and note that if you want cooking or alchemy, this isn't the guide for you. I have a few cooking materials that I gather, but it's not 100% for cooking or alchemy. This is only for mostly trading, processing, and just making your own items in the game. Alright. And also remember, I am pay to win, so I have a free worker and plus 3 workers, which equals to 4 workers on each town. So if you don't want to buy those items from the pro shop, you'll have to buy the lodging in town. Alright, let's start from Trent. 1 second. Make sure ready. From Trent, I'll have 4 workers. And to start off, we'll start all the way here. Longleaf, which will be the cider, or this timber node, which gives you the cider timber and the cider sap. And then you go connect here, and connect to the town, and you'll get the lumberjack rest area for the cider timber again, and the spirit's leaf. The spirit leaf is, I believe, used for a very important item. So it's used for I believe, I don't remember right now, but it's used for something, so you might want that. Go up here to the monastery, go left to Trent Forest for the fir timber and bloody tree knot. Go back here, go to the cabin, go to Mancha Forest. This one, you could either grab the timber, which is the fir timber and the first sap, which you really don't need since you're already gathering a fir timber. But the excavation one is really important. It gives you trace of despair and trace of violence, and also junk items, which you could sell for a lot of money. Eventually, I'll add up. So there you go. And note that the excavation, you'll have to go to the node manager and spend 35 energy in order to lock it. There you go. And that's the 4 workers from Trent. From the cabin, you go right to Rhythm Outstation. Grab this node right here for the mining, which is the tin ore and rough green crystal. Go up to the sentry post, go right to the cabin, and you want to grab this nice little node for the lumber, which is the fir timber and the first sap. Oh, note that from here on, and all the workers come from Calpion. I have about 9 workers. From the cabin, you go up to the mountain top, to the farm, and this will connect you to the city. From the city, you'll go up left to the abandoned lands, to the central post, and to the Quint Hill for 2 nodes actually. So in order to, you got the lumber, which is the birch timber and the red tree lump, and the mining, which is the lead ore and the powder of time. So in order to send 2 workers here, because 1 worker won't do both nodes, which I found a little too late, but all you do is hit R1 L1 to switch between the nodes and send a worker in each node, and you'll have 2 of these little icons, meaning there's 2 workers here working. From here, I didn't connect it. You could connect to port through here, and to center post and to the town, and that's how you connect to port. Back at the city, you go right to Deus Farm and the northern wheat plantation, which is a very good node because this is what you need to make beer. You'll have the wheat and barley, really cheap too, only 1 CP. And then you go here for the farm, which is the excavation. They'll give you the traces of battle and trace of forest, which is used for, I believe, either alchemy. And then you go up to the Bree Tree ruins for another lumber, which is the birch timber and birch sap. Go back to the wheat plantation. You go right, and you go get this lumber, dandelion, and you get another birch timber and red tree lump. And from there you go up to this cave for another mining, which is the tin ore and the red crystals. Alright, from here back to Dave's farm, you're gonna go right to this Night Castle and down to Ozpass and get this lumbering, which is the cider timber and the Monk's Branch. The Monk's Branch is used for making fishing rods. So you'll only get 1 per work, so eventually you'll add up. So start making them, grab that. And this is still workers from Caltheon. And go back to the cabin. Notice that I have a worker here, still Caltheon worker. And grab this Bear Riverhead for this mining, which is the tin ore and powder of earth. Go here, past the downstream and the Rue Tree Stub, which is another excavation, which grabs you the Trace of Despair and Trace of Forest. Basically, you want to start stocking up on the traces. And that should be all the workers in the Caltheon. I did hire 1 Caltheon here, and it's right down here. So yeah, I know there's a lot. Just hit the menu and just search for the lodging, or search whatever you're looking for. There you go. That's Caltheon workers. And there's another town here south of Caltheon, the Kaplan. You'll get 1 free and 3 pay to win lodging. So 4 workers. First worker will go up here for this mining. Now this mining is really important because it has the coal. Coal you'll be using a lot, so definitely grab this. Now from the other workers, I use this path right here, connect to Hex Sanctuary. If you farm a lot at Hex Sanctuary, there you go, it connects it to Hex and you can level up. You farm for the witch earring, so you go down in the witch chapel and go to the Maria's cave and get the pine timber and pine sap, and then go to Hex for another mining for the iron ore and powder of darkness. 1 more, and Primal Giant is another mining for the lead ore and powder crevice. These 3, this 1, 2, 3, and 4 is 4 nodes. All the workers come from Calpion. Okay. Now where we left off over here, the Ozpass. Go back to the Castle Knight, and from here, I know some people like to go over here to connect to Heidel, but you'll have to connect over here to connect to Velia, which I believe costs more CP. The way I do it, it saves you a little bit of CP. So here you go, and connect to this den right here, and you either go to Heidel or you go to Velia, and that's how you'll connect both of them. So we'll go up first, go to the den, then you connect to the Forest of Seclusion, which will give you a mining and lumber ore, which is the maple timber and the monk's branch, and the mining is copper ore and powder of flame. Now, it's good to have this one because this is where the dim tree field boss spawns. So I leveled up to level 10 for that. Hopefully I'll get the dim armor, and then go over here at the area where we started at the ancient stone chamber to grab the excavation. Now this excavation has trace of earth, but what you want is the trace of ascension, which this node is the only one where you could get it. I've looked, so which right now I'm making, which you have to use to make leather glaze for your horse or elephant equipment. So very important to get this. Go here, go to this farm to connect, all the way down here, another farm, and go down to Velia, and that'll connect you to the town. Now, before I use this worker over here to grab, starting off, potatoes and chicken meat, but eventually I have enough potato and have enough chicken, which I don't need anymore. So from here you'll want to go to this forest, Balanos Forest, and grab this nice little ash timber and spirit leaf. Go back to Velia, and you go over here to the Forest of Plunder and grab the Gathering. Oh no, I'm sorry. You don't grab it. You just have to go through that and go to the Goblin Cave, which gets you the lumber, which is the ash timber and the spirit leaf, and the mining, which is the copper ore and rough crystals. Go back to the plunder, go up north to this hill, and grab the lumber, which is the ash timber and ash sap. Oh, sorry. Alright. And then from there, you go back to the Velia, go left, do the coastal cave, and grab these two mining ore, which are the iron ore and the copper ore, which also gives you the powder of flame and powder of darkness. Now, all these workers, 9 of them, come from Velia. And from here, this starts, the workers come from Ovalia. So these 4 workers will come from Ovalia. Start off with the coastal cliff with mining. So iron ore and powder of darkness. Connect to the Balanos River mouth all the way to the Wolf Hills, and you grab this ash timber lumbering node. Go up north to Costa Farm, which you'll get grapes, and grapes are used for substitution of fruits. Any recipe that requires fruit, I use grapes. There you go, and that should connect you to Ovalia town. And one more node up north, the Wales, which I told you about the olives. I use the olives as a substitution for vegetables. Any recipes that require vegetables, I use olives. There you go. And those 4 are Ovalia workers. And note that there are a lot of workers here on Ovalia you could hire. And back where the little what you call it, fork. You go Valiant, towards there to Valiant. Over here, start heading towards Heidel. So from this area, the first node, these workers come from Heidel. Remember, I have 18 workers, so there you go. And from this node, the plains, you get lumbering, which you get maple and red tree lump. And then from here, you go up. Very important node right here, the launch ranch, where it's the only place where you could get fleece and knitting yarn. So fleece and knitting yarn. If you do like costumes and clothes, very good node right here to grab. Back down right here to the Lynch Farm ruins for another excavation. Very important. It has the trace of savagery, which you'll need a lot of, unless you go kill enemies for it. And it has trace of hunting. And you go up here to this farm, and I grabbed it because of the honey. This is the only place where you could grab honey. Very important node. And then go back down, and that will connect you to the city Heidel. And from here, you go down left to Costa Farm, and from here is another wheat for your beer, and also flax. Flax is also for clothes and costume. There's only 3 of them, so I suggest getting them. From here, back to Heidel, go right down, and another wheat and flax. Grab those 2, and grab that. Go the Eastern Gateway, and go to the castle ruins for, I think, really important, because unless you want to gather your own maple sap, this is the node that will gather maple sap for you. So you get this one for the maple timber and sap. From here, you want to go to the graveyard, soldier graveyard, to connect to Tariff. Now, Tariff I have 4 workers. One of the workers I grab here to grab the cotton for the, of course, clothes and costumes. Also to level up your processing life skills, because cotton don't weigh as much as, say, ore or timber. So unless you have like your weight capacity is really large, you want to use cotton to level up your processing. That's one of the workers from Tariff. Go back over here to the castle ruin, and then we're gonna connect to this temple, grab another flax, and go up north. I'm gonna skip this one and grab this ancient fissure, which is a mining, which is, I believe, the zinc ore, rough red crystals, and the powder of time. So you'll be using workers from Heidel over here. This one and this one and everyone else. That's why I kind of skipped this one, because you'll be using Tariff. Alright, I'll come back to that later. There's one town, Glish. And to connect Glish, which you already have, you can start here, the Eastern Gateway, go down to the guard camp, go up to get this Glish ruin for another excavation, which is the trace of origin and trace of hunting. Really good. And go now south to get the shrine for another lumber, which is the pine timber and monk's branch. Go back to swamp, southern wetland, to grab the iron ore and rough mud crystals and connect you to Glish. From here, one more worker, and grab this mine, and you'll get the lead ore and powder of time. and that'll connect you to Glitch, and then use all the 4 workers. Alright, and after that, these workers are from Tariff. Tariff, one right there for the con, and then from the temple, go up north, like I said before, and you'll be making like a upside down U or N, whatever you think it was. So this is Tariff workers. Grab this node for the excavation, of course, which is Trace of Chaos and Trace of Earth, and connect it to the Canyon of Corruption, and then grab this node, Eric Shrine, for the White Cedar Timber and Bloody Tree Knot and the White Cedar Sap. Go back down, also at the Stonetail Wasteland, to grab this node here. It's Asisa's Timber, Akasa? Oh, I don't know how to say that. Timber, and the Sap, and the Bloody Tree Knot, which connect you to Kusha. Go back down to Media Shore and connect you to Omar Lava Cave. These 2 workers come from Altonova. Wow, I can't talk today. And these 2 nodes are really expensive. They cost 3, so just be warned. If you have a lot of CP, then go ahead and get it. But these nodes are zinc, platinum, powder of time, coal, rough, ruby, and the powder of crevice, and connect to the awakening bell all the way to the entrance, which connects you to Altanova. And from Altanova, your other 2 workers will go over here at the abandoned iron mine, also very expensive CP, so you get it if you have a lot of CP, which are the zinc ore, platinum, powder of time, iron ore, rough black crystals, and the powder of darkness. These 2 come from Altanova. Also note that if you farm for, let's say, the Azula accessories, you could easily connect the other nodes. Say you want the Azula here, level this up, and then at Helms, it's already close to connected. Just go up north, connect it, and level it up, so you have a better chance of dropping the Azula or Eric's Shrine, which is already connected. Level it up, and if you do Susan for Grunel like equipments, it's right here. Just go ahead and connect it, level it up. I don't have them connect because I don't want to waste CP, and I don't grind as much at that area. There you go. And I'll connect you Altanova. Now from Altanova all the way to Valencia City, all the way over here across the desert, there's 3 paths you could choose to go route. If you choose the go all around underneath the desert, it'll roughly cost about 33 CP, which is very expensive. And then there's the ocean route, which starts at Velia. Starting from Velia, you have to connect all the nodes here. Eventually, it will connect you to one of the area all the way to Valencia to get to over here, which altogether is actually cheaper. I've counted 21 CP, I believe. And if you want to do my way, which is roughly around 24 CP, 25. So plus you get some really good stuff anyway. So this is why I went this route. Alright, from Altanova, connect from the gateway, rock post, and the Veteran Canyon. Okay, these next 4 workers come from the Sand Grain Bazaar. So there's 4, 1 free one, and 3 pay-to-win lodging workers. So there you go. And from there, from Veteran Canyon, you go right and all the way over here to Kappa. I took the Gathering, which gives you teff, which you can make a sandwich, which lowers your cooking time. Also grab this mining for the copper ore and rough opal and powder of flame. I also went up here to grab this node because this is what you need for Kudum, the world boss, and I leveled up the node to level 10, so I have like a 5% better chance of dropping the boss weapon. So back to the Veterans Canyon, go up north, Gadri Ruins, go left. Very important node right here, because if you're going to the desert, you'll need purified water and tea to get rid of the hydration and sickness what comes running through the desert. So with this node, you'll get the purified water and bag of muddy water. Bag of muddy water you just filter and you'll get purified water, which you use workers at this town right here, the Grain Bazaar. So whenever you're going to the desert, you'll know that you'll have purified water at the storage. So you don't have to go buy it or go like buy empty waters and go to the river and collect water. I think it's a waste of time. Alright, from the ruin, go up north to all the way to the next town, which Shaku, which this next 4 workers come from this town. So you get 2 here. I decided to get a fig and the star anise. Star anise is used to make the tea, which gets rid of the illness when you run through the desert at night. So very important note right here. From here, connect to Canyon, Bandit's Lair, all the way up here, and grab this node right here at the Iris Canyon, which you're still using the two more workers from the Shaku. And I went and grabbed the nutmeg and the lumbering, which is the elder tree timber. There you go. And then there, go down, connect to the canyon, all the way over here, all the way to this next town, which the Anako Inner Harbor. From there, you'll have 1 worker here. It didn't have a pay to win, so you'll only have 1. Go down south to Observatory and go connect to the Valley City, which you'll have 4 workers. And then go all the way east and connect to the town, Arisa town, and that 1 worker from this town I used to gather this node, which is the palm timber, palm plank, and coconut. Now both these nodes are both the same, so I just picked one because 3 for 3 CPs, it's quite expensive. So unless you have extra CP, go ahead and grab both, but I just went and grabbed one because they're both the same. Alright, now to use the workers on Valencia City, I used them up and north over here, and also 1 worker from the harbor also used here. So from this harbor, connect right to Atlas Farmland, go up top, Ivory Wasteland, go right, and then very important node, because also expensive, so you'll probably need a lot of CP, but I think it's worth it. From here, this mining, you get titanium ore, rough violet crystal, and powder of flame. What you want is probably the titanium ore, one of the only node that gives it. And then go south at the sulfur works, which also very important node, also expensive because it takes 5 CP excavation. You'll get sulfur and rough diamond, so very important node, I think. Anyways, go right over here to the cliff and get this mining ore for the Valanium ore. It's one of the rare ore, so just go ahead and grab it. Valanium. Also over here, another one, Valanium ore and titanium ore. So go ahead and grab these two. And that's it. Alright. And that's my worker empire. And from Trent to Valencia City, I think it roughly cost a total of like around 320 CP, because like I said, I'm pay to win, so I saved CP on just buying the Pearl Shop items. And if you're not going to do that, expect to use more CP. So, well, yeah, about 300. So, and you definitely have to go through the sea route to save some CP. Also note that if you're not trading or anything, go ahead and withdraw your contribution points and put it towards something else, and when you start trading, put it back, because you want to use your CP on other things. Like, for example, you definitely want to buy farm. So let's see, like I don't have these two because they each cost 3 CP, so that's 6 CP, and then another 4 I could buy another farm. So with the rest of the CP, definitely start buying farm. 10 fences, each fence costs about 10 CP, which you could get 10 farm fences, and go ahead and start farming, because what you get from the byproduct from farming is really important towards your dream horse or your fairy, because it's how you upgrade your fairy or make sweet honey. Right here, and right now I have 3 farm I'm doing with the rest of my CP that's not being used in my worker empire. I'm making special strawberries and special dandelions. You could farm whatever you want, but eventually I want 10 farm or fences. Alright, I believe that's it. Have a good one, guys, and good luck with your worker empire. Just note that this isn't for cooking or alchemy. This is definitely strictly for trading and processing. So, and once you kind of like get your worker empire, you'll start to know what you'll need. Definitely. All right, bye.